So just finding a comfortable seat. You can put a blanket, a pillow behind you so you can kind of sit as tall as you can. So if it feels good to have support behind you, to just find that support, right? You're welcome to sit on the ground because we're going to do a lot of seated today. We're also going to stand. So we're not going to just be seated like in a chair. But yeah, just get comfortable. And just take a moment so as many of you know, I'm Angie, hi. And I do trauma-informed yoga. So it's really coming from that place of not wanting to traumatize people more in any kind of way, right? And a lot of yoga teachers will say, all right, now we're going to close our eyes. So that's the first step in not actually being trauma informed, because we don't want to ever force anyone to close their eyes, right? If you have trauma in any kind of way, you're just going to actually, some people just don't feel safe, right? Closing their eyes. So I always say, like, either look down or just have an unfocused gaze. So I invite you to either have an unfocused gaze, look down, or close your eyes, whatever feels good for you, and just adjust your body in any way that kind of feels more comfortable. I want you to be really comfortable. So whatever props you need, pillows you need, you have to make up props, right? The pillows are props, blankets are props, scarves. Just use everything we have. Try and have it so your feet are touching the floor. And if you're sitting on the floor, just notice what's touching the floor. And then if you're not, just having those feet, so those ankles right over the knees. And just taking a moment to arrive. Just taking a few breaths, just noticing the sounds in the room, the sounds outside the room, the energy of your room, the energy outside your room, just kind of acknowledging the greater space, right, first. Acknowledging all that complexity, and then coming into the room that you're in, just allowing yourself to notice the temperature in the room, notice the different temperatures against your skin, the parts that are covered with clothing and the parts that aren't, and just attempting to relax your eyes, whether they're open or closed. Just feel like they're just resting on clouds. Right? Your eyeballs are just resting on clouds, just softening. You might even feel those eyeballs go into the middle of your head, right? Just kind of softening, just letting the neocortex relax. We can get back to that thinking mind in a little bit. We're just letting the body feel. Relaxing the forehead, relaxing the jaw, the cheeks, the tongue. Just notice if your tongue is resting on the top of the mouth. If you're holding any tension in your jaw, open the mouth a couple times if there's any tension. Maybe even sticking out your tongue. Just can you relax your jaw just a little bit more? And just imagine that your ears are over your shoulders and your shoulders are over your hips. And just you're sitting just a little bit taller on your next inhale, and on the exhale, relaxing into this posture, relaxing the shoulders. So inhale, lengthening, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, relaxing into this. And notice if you're holding any tightness in your chest. Just if you feel, some people actually feel tightness. Just relaxing that. Relaxing your belly. Just notice if you're holding in your belly, if there's tightness, right? There's no need to suck it in for a picture in this moment. Just kind of letting it hang out. Letting that belly relax by still having a strong and strengthened back, right? Just relaxing the belly. Ring the bell 3 times to bring us into this moment. Allowing yourself to listen, not only with your ears, but with your whole body. And just having a sense of being aware of the body, bringing that attention to the breath for just a few breaths. Noticing how clear each nostril is. Notice if you're breathing from your chest, your belly, or even your low belly. Are you breathing in and out through your nose? Breathing in and out through your mouth? Is there a taste in your mouth from something you ate or drank earlier? Maybe even swallow the spit in your mouth. Imagine that was some energy that you needed. And just bringing in a gentle rocking either from left to right or front to back, whatever feels natural to you, just to acknowledge that your body has weight and that weight shifts. Just acknowledging I have a body, body's breathing, and body has weight. Just bringing the energy down, down, down towards the heart, down to your belly, down to your groin, down your legs, to your feet, and then below your feet. Just put everything there that you don't really need to think about in this moment. Just give it to the earth. I do earth yoga. Okay, I'm a total hippie, so we're gonna compost what we don't need in this moment for this 1 hour together. We're just gonna give it to the earth and just feel into the lightness of your breath, nourishing you. How can we nourish you? And then coming to stillness if you're still rocking. And then we're gonna rub our hands together in front of our hearts, creating some heat, some magic, some nourishment, right? What word resonates with you? If your hands are cold, go a little faster, right? My fingertips are a little cold. I'm gonna go a little faster, right? This is, when in doubt with no hand sanitizer, I get a little bit of heat on those hands. I don't think there's actual evidence for that, but left hand comes to the heart, right hand over the left. Bow to your heart. With great respect and love, I honor my heart, my inner teacher. Acknowledging that you have your own greatest wisdom throughout our practice, and to honor that, especially virtually. There's no way for me to know what you're going through. I'm just honoring myself and honoring you. So taking a deep breath here and relaxing the hands down. Just rest them on the thighs, squeeze the shoulders back, feel the chest lifting up, looking up, inhale here. Exhale, roll the shoulders forward, chin to chest. Option one, just staying down here, especially if the shoulders are really tight. I just want you to squeeze the scapulas towards each other, feel the chest lifting up, looking up, just let the neck relax back, and then exhale, chin to chest. Option two is bringing the arms into it, cactus arms here. So notice my shoulders aren't going high, they're dropping down, elbows are back, spreading the fingers wide. Inhale, exhale, forearms together. So a few times here. And again, since this is virtual, I want you to really make it your own practice. If you want to do something else, please do that, right? So just know that this is just a time to honor your body. So whatever that feels good. And then we might even bring the arms out like wings here. So just bringing, this is why it's nice to not have arms on the chair here or a big chair. Squeeze the shoulders back and then exhale, hands come together. So this is option three. So picking the option that works for you here. We're just focusing on, if the shoulders are really tight, the back's really tight, we want to open the front body, right? So we want to open the front body. And then if you have breaths and any kind of weight in the front body, then we also want to find lift. How can we lift up the front body? And then we're also focusing on helping ourselves breathe deeper by doing all this, right? That's why we're doing this movement just a couple more times. And then we're going to hold one position for a couple breaths. So whichever position just felt more spacious to you, just hold that for just a couple breaths. I want you to just imagine that the pectoralis muscles here, right, in their chest, they're just opening, okay? They're just opening just a little bit. And then releasing the hands down, interlacing the fingers, reaching the arms out in front of us. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands down. So option one is just staying right here. Okay, option one is right here. Option two is bringing the arms all the way up, making sure to relax the shoulders, and then they come, maybe the hands come to the top of the head. They're still interlaced, okay? So inhale, reaching up, and exhale, coming down. So a few times here, and then we're gonna maybe, so option one, again, keep the arms down, keep them up, and then maybe leave the hands on the top of the head. And again, we're gonna feel the chest lifting up. You may even, a slight arch in your back here, just opening the back body, elbows coming back towards the back of the chair, relaxed face, relaxed jaw, relaxing the forehead, just taking a moment here. Still breathing and releasing down. And I'm just gonna take a pause to show you a couple acupressure points. So I know I only met most of you once, but so there are several. I've been studying acupressure and holistic health for about 20 years. So there's a lot of different tips that I've learned. So I'm gonna come a little closer because I feel like the screen's a little weird. All right, so there's a few really important points right now just for anxiety and for just calming and centering the body. That I'm going to show you. So one is CV17, so it's conception vessel 17 and acupressure point. So for those of you that aren't aware of acupressure and acupuncture, you can see it as there's all these rivers in the body, okay? So there's all these rivers in the body, these lines in the body, okay? And they're associated with an organ. The organ, we're not really going to worry about too much because it's more about the rivers and the flow, okay? So whenever there's like stuck chi or energy, so depression, for instance, or anxiety can get stuck in the chest, okay? And sometimes people actually feel it in the chest. Oh, I feel heavy. And then the shoulders come forward. That's this like heaviness so that can be different kinds of heat in Chinese medicine. There's different kinds of things. So I'm just going to show you a few points. I'm not going to go too into it, but these have really helped me over the years. This particular point, my acupressure teacher said, if you hold this every day, it can like heal everything. I mean, that's a big statement, but I never forgot it. That was about 10 years ago. All right, so it's right at the center of your chest. So your sternum, it's about 3 to 4 inches up, or from your collarbone, it's the 4th rib cage in the indentation. So you can either have little pierced fingers like this and place it right in the center of your chest. And I want you to kind of press, you can also just use a palm. It's okay if it's a general area, okay? So we're just gonna we're gonna push in just so it almost hurts, and then I want you to back off. So feel where it hurts, and then back off a little bit, and we're gonna hold this for 3 breaths. So some of you are a little high. I'm seeing you in the screen here. So not up in your collarbone. Okay, I want you to lower it down a little bit. So this is your collarbone up here, right? So this is your collarbone, so down, so about 3-4 inches. And then look down, unfocused gaze, take a few deep breaths. And just imagine the energy coming down, right? Down to your heart, right? Which holds the spirit. You can bring, the Shen is what they call it, but, just bring in whatever nourishing practice you have to center you, especially as you see clients, like what would feel, it could be a symbol. And just feel yourself centering down. And if it helps you to feel the support of the earth as well, what are you touching? What parts of your body are touching the earth? How can we root the energy down? Just take a couple more breaths here. I find it very, very calming just to hold this point. And let's take a big breath here. And exhale out through the mouth. And relax the hand down. And if you're interested, I can send you a link, Julie, you could share with people. The other one is I'm just going to show you a couple more. So the heart channel comes from the pinky to the chest, and the lung also comes pretty much from the inner armpit down towards the thumb. So the lung we want to nourish because of immunity. The heart we want to nourish because it homes the Shen, homes the spirit. So heart 7 is a really cool point. It's right at your wrist crease, okay? See if that's kind of light in here. So right there we go. So right at the wrist crease, okay, on the pinky side. Okay, so you can just rest your thumb here. Mine's actually a little sensitive. Mine's a little sensitive today. Just kind of, you can pick either side, and then you want to rest your arm. You don't want to like hold up your arm like, okay, I got the point right. I want you to rest the arm and just hold that point. You could also touch another different point on the edge of the pinky, on the bottom corner of the nail here. That's where the heart channel ends. So you can also just hold the pinky. So again, this is helping moving the chi out. It kind of makes sense if you think about all the energy and all the things that happen in the center of our bodies, right? So we're still holding that for a couple breaths. The neocortex, the brain's doing a lot of work, the nervous system's doing a lot of work, And then how do we bring the energy out to the limbs? Literally the energy, the physical energy, not even necessarily the emotional, which is of course linked to that, but bringing it down. So just even touching all the fingertips, right? Just touch, I'll squeeze the end of your fingertips. And I want you to, at the bottom of your nail bed, okay, literally squeeze like this, okay? So if you're just, so squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So this is just helping, oh, I have a body. And just do the other hand if you haven't already. Just squeezing the fingertips. I have a body, my energy is moving out, okay? Out, 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 and down, right? Because again, we spend so much time here, especially in this day and age. All right, we're gonna do some brushing. So hand at the top of the shoulder, and we're gonna just brush all the way down your arm and off your hand 3 times on this side. Deep breath. Just sending some appreciation and love to this arm. Yes, other side, hand to the top of the shoulder, brushing, whole body brushing. Okay, so whole body. How can you use your whole body to brush? Okay, yes, nice. I'm seeing you in the screen here. Nice, everybody. Like, what are you talking about, Ange? All right, I got it. I know. All right, and then shake it out, shake it out. Maybe even bend your knees, kind of shake out the shoulders a little bit. And most people know large intestine 4, which is a headache point, but I'll just show it to you anyway, just to make sure you know. It's between the thumb, between the joint right here. There's a little soft spot. So with all acupressure points, there's a little divot to find them. So you can kind of find them all over your body. You're just kind of looking for a little crater. And if it's really tight or really full or hard to find, that means there's a little stagnation there usually, and that's what needs to release. And then with this, the headache point, it's often the opposite part of your head. So on my left side, it's going to be my right part of my head. Right, so that's just after years of working at acupuncture clinic, that's what we saw the best results on. So just taking 3 breaths there. So this is just a few points, and again, if you're interested, I'll send you some articles you could read later. But just those 3 points are really, really amazing, just to help ground and move the energy. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, right, that we need to move the chi down, and you know, obviously we know exercise is good for depression and anxiety, but really upper body exercise actually is going to be, because the heart and the liver, all these rivers, these channels move in the arms. And then we're all spending more time on the computer and our phone. Want to move the chi out, right? So actually, let's just create a little chi bubble. Let's rub our hands together one more time. Now that I'm on a little acupressure moment, we'll get to the asana, the movement, in a second. Hope you all don't mind. And then I want you to just really feel some heat. And then you're gonna bring your hands just an inch apart. Relax the shoulders, right? I just did that. I just brought my shoulders up. So I'm just relaxing the shoulder. And then I want you to move the fingertips out a few inches and then in. I just want you to see if you can feel that connection between the hands. Can you feel a little bit of heat, a little bit of movement? Some people are really sensitive. And then stay as close as you can to see if you can still feel that connection between the hands. So they might come out a couple feet, might not feel it. I'm still feeling my connection between my hands here. Okay, and just see how far you can come out while you still feel that energy, right? It's kind of like a chi bubble and energy. This is how we gather energy from ourselves so we can feel more full, so we can give better, right? We want to come from a full cup. All right, and then just bring those hands together, rub them a little bit, and then we're going to place those hands wherever you need it on your body, right? I'm going to place one on my hand and one on my belly. I mean, one on my eyes and one on my belly. So just place those hands where they need a little healing. And just know that you have all the healing capabilities you need in this moment. Right? You can create that energy just a little bit, even if we're imagining it. Even if you don't believe a word I'm saying, it's okay. Imagination is powerful, just like the placebo effect, right? It actually works for 30% of people. So that's a pretty big percentage. Just taking a moment to breathe. And exhale. Let's do 3 big breaths, full body breath. Inhale, use your whole body to breathe. Inhale. Make some noise, especially if you're alone. 2 more times. One more time. Nice. And then coming back to seated. We're gonna do some side bending. Okay, so if you have a chair, I'm gonna actually scoot over to the left a little bit so I can grab the bottom of my chair. If you're seated, you can do the seated too. If you have a practice, go ahead and get on the floor. All right, so we're gonna inhale, bring one hand, I'll mirror the camera. I'm used to it. Right hand comes out, and then I'm gonna bend this lower elbow. Okay, so I'm gonna bend this lower elbow and then bring that arm up. And then I'm rooting the right butt cheek down to find length on that side body. Inhale, coming back up. So option one is kind of just leaving the arm out, depending on how tight, again, your neck and shoulder is. Option two is bringing the arm out and over. And so if you're seated, you're welcome to do this any version. You can bring a block down if you're in a chair. So just kind of notice, and just notice if you want to kind of do this as a more dynamic movement, or if you want to sustain and pause. And if you're sustaining and pausing, I want you to bring that top shoulder back just a little bit more and look forward or up. And I want you to kind of feel a little bit of twist in your torso, just feeling the energy coming up towards the sun, right? Even if we're inside buildings and you don't see the sun, just imagine you're looking at the sun for just a moment, still breathing, feeling the whole side body, right? The serratus anterior here, the little muscles like hugging the rib cage, you're opening them right now. One more breath. And coming back to center, both arms come up, relax the shoulders back, feel the chest lifting up. Option here or cactus arms, whatever feels good to you right now. We're gonna be here for 3 breaths. Again, relax jaw, relax face. Little bit of breath and just awareness. And again, just if you're thinking about something that happened earlier or yesterday or that you have to do later, come back to the strong body, the strong breath that's happening right now. Fill your cup. This is your time. Taking a breath. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna switch sides. I'm gonna actually scoot over a little bit on my chair just to have some space because of the chair I'm using. It's my kitchen chair, right? That's what I have at home. All right, so hand comes to the bottom. So right hand comes to the bottom of my chair. And what I'm doing is I'm bending this elbow. You can also reach down towards the floor, okay? So we're gonna inhale that left arm out, exhale, side bend. Option one, staying right here, depending on what your body's saying to do. And then option two, it might come up and over, really rooting that left butt cheek down, looking forward or up. And again, you decide, do I want to do this dynamically? If I come back to center, I'm lengthening the spine, and then I come over and maybe I'm sustaining. And then feel the top shoulder coming back, right? And maybe looking up. It depends on what your neck's saying, okay? So just taking a couple more breaths here. Beautiful, everybody. Nice job. I don't want any tension in your neck. Yes. Inhale, come back up to center. Both arms come up one more time. Relax the shoulders. Feel the chest lifting up. And even this right now, just what we've done so far is a great couple minute practice. One more breath. And exhale, hands to heart center. And now I'm going to show you a 5-minute practice. I'm going to show it to you seated, and then I'm going to show it to you standing. I don't think I went through this with you in October. So this is a really simple 5-minute practice. Okay, so we're going to show you sitting, and then I'm going to show you standing version. All right. So what we want to do, again, we're moving the energy down, moving the chi out, moving that chi out, right? Out our limbs, out our feet. Okay. And we're going to move the spine back, forward, side to side, side to side, and twist, twist. Okay, so we want to move the spine in all 6 directions, right? We want this fluid motion. We don't want our spine to just be sitting and lying down, which is what, and standing, right? That's usually what we're doing. So we want to keep a fluid movement of our spine. Okay, so then we don't get stuck, stagnant chi, stagnant life, right? So that's a kind of just, I mean, not to get too into it. Hands come to the back of the chair. So if you're seated, you can bring your fingertips, if you're on the ground, I mean, you can bring your fingertips to the spine behind you. And I want you to just feel the chest lifting up. You're arching your back slightly. You're just looking back. You can even arch just a little bit further, taking a breath. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to bring the knees wide. Forearms come down. Head comes down. You can turn the camera now, Jason. So back and forth a couple times, squeezing the shoulders back. I'm just moving the camera so you can see me. And then forearms come down. I'm just coming halfway. You're also welcome to bring the hands to the floor and relax the spine down. So my knees are wide. Hands come up to the thighs, pushing myself up. and then hands come back. So we're just going back and forth into a little backward bend, and then I'm doing a forward fold. So I'm moving the spine back and forward. So you decide on how far to go in each way, right? If your hands come easily to the floor, go ahead and bring them to the floor. You might even say hello to your toes. I love you, toes. Thank you for working. Thank you for walking, right? Kind of give yourself a little squeeze down here. Hands come up to the thighs. All right, so we moved back and forward. And now we're going to twist. So I'm going to bring one hand. So it depends on the chair. For me, I like to bring my hand to the top of the chair. So my forearm is on the top of the chair, but you might just bring the hand to the bottom of your chair. And if you're seated, you do your version, okay? So inhale, lengthen, exhale, twisting to the left because I'm mirroring you, okay? And looking over behind you as far as you can to your left. My right hand is on my thigh to kind of engage this twist a little bit further. Taking 3 breaths once you're there. Letting this be the only thing you're doing in this moment. The belly button's going in towards the spine on every exhale, so you're twisting just a little bit deeper. One more breath. And coming back to center and then twisting to the other side. So finding length when we come back and then twisting, right hand comes behind you, left hand to the thigh. And then I'm actually holding the back of the chair to help me twist a little bit deeper. So it depends on your chair. Finding length and then exhale, just looking as far as you can behind you. One more breath here. And coming back to center. And then the last part we already did, which is the side bend. So let's do it standing. Okay, so everybody just come to standing. You don't need a mat. If you have one, that's great. So I'm gonna just show you a 5-minute practice. So if you're like, I really don't have time for all this yoga, Angie, like, thanks for doing this, but this is the only time I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna do it for months, okay? So that's like this kind of practice, okay? But as we're at home, and many of us are home now, it's kind of like we're in a forced practice. So just imagine that you woke up, you're a little tired, it's the end of the day, and you just like put on a 5-minute guided meditation, okay? Or just listen to your breath, listen to your belly, right? There's lots of meditations out there. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to come to the side so you can see me. So my hands are going to come to my low back, and you can come into any way that feels good. Hands can be like this, however it feels good to not stress out your shoulders, right? Pretty much we all in the West, I'm going to just make a blanket statement, have a lot of tight shoulders and low back generally. And if you don't now, you most likely will, or you'll have clients that will, okay? So these are all very simple tools that you could actually teach somebody, okay? So you're going to come to your mountain pose, which I won't go too much into, but feet are about hip width. Hands come to the low back. You're going to engage your glutes, your butt muscles, and you're going to lean back into a backward bend. I want my shoulders relaxed, elbows coming towards each other. I'm taking a breath. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Hands come down to the floor to blocks, or you can bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. I'm bending my knees as I come up. Hands come to the low back again. So we're just going to do that a couple times, just like we did in the chair. So as we do backward bends, we're bringing energy, right, and fluid motion to our body. As we're doing a fold, we're doing calming energy. So that's how you can see. I like to use yin and yang, right, because of my TCM, my traditional Chinese medicine history. And so I'm just kind of finding the balance between the two, right? So the yin is the front part of the body. The yang is the back part of the body. The yang is the sun. The yin is the moon. So backward and forward fold. Nice. And then we're going to come all the way up. Arms come up this time. And then we're going to bring so there's a few different options here. So I'll show you as many as I can. So left arm comes down, right hand comes over. Right heel engaged to the earth, side bend. Inhale, come back up. Left heel engaged. So if your shoulders are really tight, this is a nice one to do with one arm down. If you're like, you know what, I got this, my shoulders aren't that tight, I'm gonna grab onto one wrist. Okay, so my right hand's grabbing the left wrist, I'm engaging that left heel down, and then I'm going side to side. All of this is to help open the rib cage, to open the pathway to breathing deeper, right? We all want that, yes. We all want that for our clients, yes. All right, and then we're gonna bring the arms down, and we're gonna do the standing twist. So the heels Heels in, toes out. And opposite heel lifts, twisting to each side. And then we're going to bring our breath into it. So inhale, exhale each side. So try not to control your arms, right? Just let your arms hang. Let this be about the spinal twist, right? Couple more on each side, and just notice if one side feels a little easier to twist today, right? We're just kind of working on that. And then heels come down, slowly, slowly, slowly untwisting, and then coming back to your mountain pose. Inhale the shoulders up, exhale, relax the arms down, soft knees, right? Let's bring all our weight to our left foot, all our weight to our right. Just notice, just do that a couple more times. Just feel if it's easier to bring all your weight to one side or not, right? Just, it's a little easier to go to my left side, right? And then come back to neutral. Focus on something not moving. So beyond the screen, inhale the 10 toes off the mat. Feel into the 3 corners of each foot, underneath the big toe, underneath the little toe, and the heel. Bring all the weight to the 10 toes and then lift the heels up. Just see how high those heels go. This is a little bit of a balance pose, right? And then bring the heels down, and then do that one more time. All the way to the left, all the way to the right. Lift the 10 toes like you're a pendulum swinging. Lift the heels, and then you're going to come back to neutral. And just taking a moment here, just taking, again, closing your eyes or just looking down with an unfocused gaze. Maybe arms stay where they are, or hands come to heart center. And just feel your body moving. Feel your body breathing. Even as we are still, our body is moving. Our body is working. Blood is pumping to our heart, oxygen into our lungs. Our nervous system is working so we can do all these movements. Our digestive system, our intestines are working to digest food or something we ate or drank earlier. Notice if you're holding in somewhere you don't have to hold in. Relax the belly for just a minute, and then engage the belly, engage your core, and then relax it. Right, for this mountain pose, we often have it slightly engaged. You stick your butt out slightly, and then just relax your belly. Let's do one deep, long fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Feel the chest lifting up. Feel the heart lifting up. Exhale, bend the knees, folding all the way down. Again, hands to the floor or opposite hand to opposite elbow. And then if your belly is in the way here, walk your feet a little wider, right? Took me years before a teacher told me that. I was like, what? I can bring my feet wider so I don't feel like compressed and like someone's trying to suffocate me in this pose? And nodding your head yes in this fold. Yes, yes, yes. I want to have a relaxed body. Shake your head no. No, no, I do not want to be stressed. Yes, I am moving the chi down. I'm giving what I don't want to the earth. Honoring the earth in this moment as our hands and we're folding forward, right? Honoring the self, right? And then we're going to inhale halfway. Hands come to the shins or above the knees. Spine parallel to the floor, looking down. Push into the thighs or the shins. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, arms wide. Inhale all the way up. Lift the heart up. Let's do that side bend again. Side bend, whichever version works for you. You can also interlace the fingers right into this version. Inhale up and to each side. Bring the arms down. Heels in, toes out. Let's do that twist one more time. Again, energizing, right? We want to energize. We want to slow down, right? Tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. Get some blood flowing, right? And then again, slow down, right? This is pretty much the gentlest kind of class, you know, but there are even more gentle classes. All right, heels down, slowly untwisting, untwisting, untwisting. Shake it out. Let's all just do our own little dance, right? Just kind of shake out, move away from the screen, even off the screen for just a moment. Just kind of like do what your dance wants. If you have a vinyasa in your practice, this might be a time you might want to come to all fours, push back in a downward dog, right? What kind of movement do you need? Just take the next 2 minutes to kind of check in with what kind of movement you need, right? What is my body really wanting in this moment? And just doing that, I'm going to time us for 2 minutes. Really doing your practice, even if it's like, you know what, I'm tired, I'm going to lie down for these 2 minutes, or I'm going to be in child pose, you know, just kind of check in with that. So what do you need? Honoring wherever you're at. Yes, doing your practice. I don't see any of you, which is great. I don't want to see any of you on the screen. Do your practice for a moment. I'm kind of just doing my own practice here. We have another minute to go. And count the next 3 breaths, inhaling and exhaling. 1, right? So 3 full breaths. I want you to just count. Nice. So 1 more breath, everybody. And coming back, and we're going to either come to a chair into warrior 2, or you can do a full warrior 2. So it depends on what's going on for you. If you're doing it with the chair, you're going to sit at the corner of the chair. I'm going to bring 1 arm out, and then you extend 1 leg. Okay, this is like our chair warrior 2. But if you have it in your practice, go ahead and do the full warrior 2. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple different versions. And Jason, will you ask Julie if she wants me to actually end at 12 or go a few minutes over? And we're just going to stay here, hands to the waist or arms out to the side. You're going to relax the shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide, and look at those left fingertips. So up to you which version. Relax the shoulders, spread the fingers wide, look at those left fingertips, look at that left arm. Just thank your arm. Thank you, arm, for doing all that you do so much. Thank you, arm, fingers, wrists, right? Thank you, thank you. I love you. This is our love warrior pose. We're all love warriors. I actually know that you are all love warriors just because of the work you're doing, right? Thank you for being a love warrior. This is the time, right? We're doing our best. This is, we have to fill our cup so we can help to give, right? Inhale, exhale. Right hand comes to the thigh. Left hand comes up and over. And then we're going to come back to that warrior 2. And then come back to that peaceful word, the surrendering and peaceful, and then coming back to center. And then I might bring my forearm down to the thigh and hand comes up and over. Okay, so this is the modified version with the chair. Okay, and I'll just show you the version not in the chair, but continue here. If you're like, I don't do yoga, Ange, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. If some of you are like, I got this, you go ahead and do that, right? So I'll show you the version with the warrior 2. Peaceful warrior, reverse warrior, and then I'm going to bring my forearm down, and if I want to really engage my core, I might even keep this arm straight, right, and then come over. I'm really engaging my core though, coming back and forth, and just do that a few times. Okay, got it. So just a couple more, whichever version you're doing. And then release the hands down. Let's do a fold before we switch sides. I'll show you a version. So go ahead and do the fold that we've been doing, or I'll show you the version on a chair for those of you who like maybe want to teach a client or one of your, you know, your mom or something, you know, someone who doesn't like to do, like I was thinking my mom because she doesn't want to do a lot of stuff like this. So we're going to bring the arms up and fold, and I'm just going to actually bring my forearms to the chair. See, my spine can go further down, but it's still nice. My low back is still getting a break by doing this. My knees are soft. My neck is relaxed, whichever version you're doing. It's kind of honoring wherever you're at. And then if you're on the chair, hands come to the chair, you're gonna walk towards the chair and then safely come up, bend the knees, right? We all know that bending the knees to pick up something is good, but bending the knees pretty much at all time is good as we come up. And then we're going to do the other side. Okay, we want to protect our joints. It's all about protecting the joints. All right, and then we're going to come to the corner on the other side or come into your full warrior. So you decide. Okay, so that knee is still right over the ankle. I'm just feeling into where my hips squared, right? And then I'm going to bring the arms out and then look at those right fingertips. Relax the shoulders, like somebody's grabbing onto each hand, really trying to stretch your arms out. So you decide if you're doing full standing or not. It's up to you. Looking at those right fingertips and those hands, forearm, the bicep. Thank you. Thank you, arm. Thank you for working. Super love you for all that you do. Just loving the parts of us. Sometimes it's hard to actually love all of us, our whole self, right? We're like, oh, I love myself, which I can say I love myself, but then, oh, but you know, my toe and my legs and my belly, and then that's like on and on. But so let's just love a part of ourselves, and then it's easier to love our whole self, right? That's what I found anyway. Take a breath here. And left hand comes to the thigh, right hand comes up and over, peaceful warrior, and then coming to warrior 2, and peaceful warrior one more time. And then maybe that forearm comes down to the thigh, hand comes up and over to that side angle, and my bottom foot, I forgot to say on the other side, is engaged. That extended leg, that foot is not just passive. Okay, so I forgot to say it on the other side. So engaged foot, right? So when I come into this pose, I'm feeling a whole lengthening on that whole side. And then again, one more time, and you can do it standing if you want, right? I'll show you the standing version again. Warrior 2, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior, warrior 2, and then forearm comes down and up. So you decide on which version works for your body. What would feel the most nourishing? Just honoring wherever you're at today. Nice. And then we're going to come back to warrior 2, looking at those right fingertips again, relaxing the shoulders. And bringing the arms down. And again, let's do one more fold. So your version, and then I'll also show you a modified downward dog with a chair. So if you haven't known this one, this is great to teach to people too. So I'm going to bring my hands. So if you know downward dog, go ahead and go to downward dog because we haven't really done that one today. So I'm bringing my hands to the tip of the chair. I'm walking back and I'm bringing my head down. So my hips are coming back. My spine is relaxed forward. My neck is relaxed. I'm pushing into the chair. Some people might even need a higher chair than this or a counter. So this is really nice if you're in the kitchen, having any kind of low back pain. Put your hands on the counter, walk back, reach the hips back, modified downward dog. Taking 2 more breaths here. If you're in the modified, walk your feet towards your hands and then come back up to standing. And we're going to come onto our back. So I will be as clear as I can. So I want you to not have to look at the screen, okay? So go ahead and come onto your back if you can, okay? You can, if you have to, lie on your couch, if you have to. And we're just gonna bend our knees. I'm gonna curl the shoulders underneath you. Feet are planted on the floor. Hands are resting on your belly or your rib cage. So your feet might even come a little wider than hip width so you can bring your knees in towards each other so you don't have to feel like you're holding up your body. So just taking a moment here to feel your weight being supported by the earth. Your eyes can be opened or closed, whatever feels comfortable for you. And I want you to just feel into that relationship between your hands and your belly. And we're not changing the breath just yet. We're just noticing the relationship. Our hands and our belly. Just notice what moves as you breathe here. Relax the tongue, relax the eyes, cheeks. Just notice if you can deepen that breath. Deepen the breath and inhale deeper. And exhale, you might even pierce your lips like you're blowing on hot soup and blowing out very slowly. Just taking a few breaths like this, inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. And then before we come into resting, we're just going to bring our knees into our chest, hands underneath the knees or over the shins, and just kind of rocking from side to side. First, feeling into each side of the spine. Knees can be wide or any other version that works for you. Just rocking, and then come into a twist of your choice. So I'll walk you through one, but if you have a twist in your practice, go ahead. I'm going to bring my right foot down, left heel comes over the thigh. I'm going to scooch my hips over to the left, and then I'm going to bring that left foot down to the ground. Right hand comes to the left thigh, looking to the left. Just literally having a sense of untwisting and unwinding from your practice today. Just honoring your body and just taking a moment to check in with the body and slow down the mind as best as we are able to. One more breath here. And then inhale, coming back to center, bringing those knees into the chest one more time, or you might even do a couple crunches, whichever version works for you, right? This could be just exhaling the shoulders off the mat or opposite elbow to opposite knee. Some kind of core work just for a second, just for a few breaths. Didn't get to too much core today. And then bring the feet down, scooch hips over to the right, cross the left ankle over, the right ankle over the left thigh, and bring that right foot to the ground and come into a twist on the other side. Noticing the difference between this side and the other side without judgment. Just notice, right? The inner critic sometimes comes in just saying, wow, what's going on here? Why is this here? Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll just come back to this moment and to this constant evolving relationship to our body, right? Just honoring wherever you're at, and then bringing those knees back to your chest, and just doing any last minute pose you need before we come to rest for just a couple minutes. So again, if you haven't in your practice, you're like, oh, I really want to do pigeon pose, or I want to do some more core exercises, just kind of listen to whatever it is. It could just be kind of shaking out the body. What do you need to feel complete with our practice today? Kind of check in with the wrists, check in with the ankles. Do I need to rotate them a little bit more? One direction and then the other, point and flex the toes. And then when you feel complete, just coming back to that first position we were in with is just, or if you have props, you're welcome to, or extend your legs out. Just come into a restful Shavasana for just a moment. I'm coming back to that first pose we did on the ground, which is just bringing the feet wide, knees in, hands resting on my belly. Just doing a few rounds of rhythmic belly breathing to really tap into the parasympathetic nervous system as best as we can, right? Take a big inhale and a long exhale. Either breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in and out through your nose. If it helps you to count, bringing that in, inhaling to 3, 4, or 5, and exhaling to 6, 8, or 10. Option to pause for 1 in between the inhale and exhale. Just gently tapping in to this moment. Let's be quiet for just one moment, focusing on this belly breathing, on this relaxing, feeling the support of the earth. Is there somewhere I can relax just a little bit more, just to adjust for your unique body with your unique needs? And slowly coming back to your normal spontaneous breath. And then we're going to just kind of wiggle your fingers and your toes and then roll over to one side, whichever side is more comfortable for you, and rest your head on your bicep or a blanket. Just come into a fetal position for just a moment. And just let sit whatever resonated with you during our practice together. Just let it integrate. And pushing up with that top hand and coming to one final seat, whatever seat feels comfortable for you. Just notice if you're able to sit a little taller and feel a little stronger, and perhaps breathe a little deeper after our practice. I'll ring the bell one final time to bring us back into this moment. Please bring your hands together in front of your forehead as a reminder of clear thinking, to your lips as a reminder of clear speaking, and to your heart as a reminder of clear intentions, inner peace, and love to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Blessings to you all during this time. Thank you so much for joining me. Super, super appreciate it. I'll send Julie a little link, but I'm doing live classes like 5 days a week right now. So if you want to join me for more stuff, I'm doing chair and mat classes. So from my living room here in Berkeley. So take care. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
I really appreciate it.
Yay. Thank you.
Bye.